Hey everyone, my name is Anders and today we are going to go over the all new announcements from this year's Black Desert CALPHEON Ball. There's a ton to get through, so let's start with the new class announcements. Scholar is a brand new class coming to the game and releasing December 20. That is 3 days from the making of this video. You will also be able to test her out in Global Labs tomorrow if you want. Now for NA players, Global Labs will also be opening a new server called NA Central, where they will be testing a more centralized server for the NA region to see how it affects gameplay. You can also play her there. Scholar is a unique class in that she's not a succession class. She's not an awakening class like we normally have. Instead, she is like Archer, an ascension class. That means she starts out with both pre-awakened and awakened weapons. Her pre-awakened weapons are a combination of hammers and gravity cores. Her awakened weapon is a great hammer. Like Archer, you're going to be utilizing both of these weapons in your gameplay. Scholar also has the unique trait of being immune to fall damage. She looks very similar to Awakened Guardian with more speed, more range, so we'll see what she can do once we get her on test server, and I will of course have a breakdown video for you to watch tomorrow. Scholar wasn't the only class actually to get announced in this CALPHEON Ball. We also got an announcement for a future male class that is coming likely in the spring of 2024, and that is the Sword and Smoking Pipe Doe Wielder coming with the new region Land of the Morning Light Soul. We don't know much about him apart from his obvious ties to a Doe school in the Land of the Morning Light. We don't even have a name for him right now, but he does look really cool, so I'm hoping we see more information as we get closer to springtime. Also, reminder, we also know that Gunslinger was announced not too long ago as well. Probably going to be the class to release after this mysterious male Doe class. Now moving on to the rest of the many announcements, let's start with the travel category. You can now teleport directly to any major city without going through the Magnus and watching 2 cutscenes. As long as you have completed the Magnus storyline, you will be able to open up a special map to select where you want to teleport. You will then go through the Magnus cutscene once and arrive at your chosen destination. They have also added Ulukita to the destinations available through Magnus teleportation, which is nice, and they're adding a Black Shrine and Ataraxion. For Black Shrine and Ataraxion, you will be able to teleport into those areas and then be back to where you were before teleporting after you're done with the Black Shrine boss or the Ataraxion dungeon. Ataraxion specifically will be getting a new UI to allow you to select where inside the dungeon you would like to teleport into. The Great Desert will now allow you to ping an autopath in the region as long as you have a normal compass or the Laffy compass. The Great Ocean will also work the same way. As long as you have a compass, you will be able to ping an autopath. They're also adding barter nodes for the Margoria Star region as well. Akhmin and Histria will no longer have portals you need to go through to enter the grind spot. Instead, they will have physical designated locations for you to walk into the grind zone without the need of portals. From now on, every single player that starts BDO will receive 1 free T9 Dream Horse of their choice. If you were playing when they last gave us this free Dream Horse event, you will be able to choose another for free, or the sensors if you want for the T10 attempts. But unlike last time, this free Dream Horse event is going to be permanent as a one-time gift for all players. Whether you play now or in the future, you will be getting a free T9 Dream Horse. So moving on to the items and item optimization category, when they talked about black stones are now going to be consolidated into less items. Black stones for each type of enhancing will be unified, so there will be less items to keep track of. Materials like fruits, traces, bloods, meats will all be unified into 1 item of each type. For the case of meat and blood, where you need certain categories of meat, for example, for certain recipes, the group of meat that were designated as 1 category will all be unified into just 1 item. Seeds for farming will no longer have 3 different rarities. Instead, it's just going to be 1 seed. and you will be able to harvest 3 types of crops. Seeds will also now stack in your inventory to help with inventory management issues. Elixirs and party elixirs have been unified as well. Instead, now all elixirs will act like party elixirs, with green rarity elixirs lasting 10 minutes and blue rarity elixirs lasting 15 minutes. Crystals will also be unified at the low end, so low grade crystals will also now be one singular crystal, and even the new life mastery and XP type crystal will be consolidated into one for all life skills. For quest items, they will now be auto deleted after your quest ends. Event items like tokens, seals that we get for summer events, Halloween events, all of those will be converted into a permanent currency with its own event UI exchange window so that you can access that at any time, and also allows you to trade in your event seals for items whenever you want. This will also mean your inventory and storage spaces will be freed up since these tokens will no longer take up space. Tools that are low grade, for example life skill tools, will be deleted and consolidated into magical tools. So the 3 rarities of Manos tools are still going to be there, and now the only other tool available will be the magical tools. Life skill levels of all your characters will now be combined. So from now on, XP for life skills and levels for life skills is account wide. With this, we also get Liana's tool bag, a gear window to place our life skill tools, which can then be used by any character we switch to, no more needing to swap characters and then swap life skill tools. There's also going to be an inventory UI specifically for relics and items that need to be arranged a certain way. They're also improving relics and scrolls and other memory fragment items to be able to stack in your inventory instead of clogging it up like before. The trade life skill will be temporarily removed from the game until they work out how to deal with the tag and other system issues. So that's important to note. Trade will no longer be in the game for a while. But moving on to content updates, monster zones are getting a major rebalance. The idea is to make high gear score areas the highest silver per hour zone in the game. So right now the best silver per hour area according to Perlibus data is Dekia Thornwood. So what they're going to do is buff Ulukita spots to be on par with Dekia Thornwood. Other areas will be buffed to match their required gear score as well. They did mention Gyphon Underground is going to be one of these areas that's getting buffed. Monster Zone UI information update will also come with these silver per hour buffs. Tungrat Ruins will be getting some more mechanics to make it the hardest to grind zone in the game. Dekia will be coming to Valencia, so we'll be getting Dekia Road Sulfur Mines, Dekia Pila Q, Dekia Akhman, and Dekia Histria. For these spots, higher silver per hour will be the focus. Boss scrolls as we knew them are gone, they will be deleted. Black Shrine will be getting 3 new Calamity levels, so Calamity level 8, 9, and 10. With these levels, you will have 3 different difficulties: easy, medium, and hard, and you will be able to fight them with your own gear. However, you will deal no damage unless you meet the AP requirements for each level, so 300 AP, 310 AP, and 320 sheet AP. Rewards for these new levels will be Debaraka accessories. There will also be more missions added that challenge you to fight these bosses with, say, no armor, and if you clear the fight like this, you're rewarded with things like permanent colored titles. Altar of Blood is coming back. This revamped Altar of Blood will be a similar wave defense mechanic mode, but for groups and more in line with the way Black Shrine works. There will be more mechanics, more bosses to fight through waves as well. There will also be 3 different difficulties you can choose for Altar of Blood: easy, medium, and hard, and the AP requirements for these will be 250 AP for easy, 280 AP for medium, and 310 AP for hard. Rewards will be specific for each stage, so even if you die, you will get rewards, and Debaraka accessories will be rewards for the highest difficulty. Debaraka accessories in general will now drop only as a whole accessory piece and not fragments like before that you need to craft. Tungrat earrings and rings will receive a similar treatment where they will get boosted drop rates and drop the complete piece instead of fragments. Presets are being improved as well through a new all-in-one preset UI that allows you to switch setups depending on the situation whenever you need. These will also work for the Arena of Solare. Enhancements are getting a change to the way Cron Enhancement works, so now every time you fail a Cron attempt, your fail stack will increase by 1. So let's move on to guilds. Guild titles will be added to the game depending on the type of players you have in your guild. Different guild titles will be made available to you. So if you have a lot of high-level sailors, for example, you will be able to apply a sailing-related title. Guilds will now also be able to use hashtags to show what kind of guild they are. For those looking to promote or search for a new guild, they will also be able to search for specific hashtags and see a list of guilds that meet those criteria. Guild alerts are improved. Officers and masters will now be able to send out guild alerts so that when a guild member logs in, they see whatever alert you sent in the chat box. The chat window is going to be revamped as well with better usability. Guild missions can now be individual, and there will be a new type of mission called special guild missions that you can complete once per week as a guild or once per month, and these will offer high rewards for completion. Guild bosses will no longer be summon scrolls and instead just weekly limits. They will also improve rewards to make them more useful and fun to actually run. The Con boss raid will also be improved with its own dedicated call to gather or teleport for your guild, so they don't need to worry about having to hitch a ride to Con. Guild member support will be expanded to allow things like better XP buffs from the guild, better drop rate buffs, extended duration of these guild buffs, and even being able to rent out pen armors and even pen accessories depending on the size of your guild. The daily wage for guilds is now going to be maxed out at 100 million silver. The guild history tab is now finally fixed. You can now select one member of your guild to have their mansion be the dedicated guild manor, while also providing a free teleport to that manor for everyone in that guild. In that manner, you will also be able to cook and use alchemy utensils together at once. And finally, for guilds, they're adding the guild league system, that is a 15 versus 15 ranked PvP mode for guilds to participate in. We should be having a beta season in Korea fairly soon. Sticking with PvP for a moment, node wars were talked about. They're moving on with the region war format we saw before. I spoke about this in a previous video, but from now on, you will be able to apply to a region you want to fight on. Nodes will be selected depending on how many guilds apply, and then guilds will be allocated to certain nodes. The region war will last 1 hour, but each node being fought over will have varying times. Once the timer ends for your node, the guild that controls the node fort will win and exit the region war. The guilds left over will move to a nearby node that is still being fought over and fight for that. Taxes for winning these region wars will be increased, and depending on the node you win, you will get enhanced rewards. So for example, if you win a worker production node, everyone in your guild will get more resources from that production node as long as you own it. The same thing occurs for grind spot nodes. You will have increased drop rate as long as you own it. For siege, they added a new system where holders or defense of castles will have a better chance to hold. The gate HP, for example, will now scale according to how many attackers there are, and being a castle owner will give you access to a new dragon guild mount. It's still in early stages of development, but it's supposed to be extremely powerful. Moving on to quests, a quest search function is being added to allow you to look for quests that you need to complete objectives for, or if you're looking for certain rewards. They're also speaking about improving Jatina's pen questline. This questline will now have their own UI to better visualize what steps you're on and what you need to do to progress. They have also made it possible so that you can complete the Jatina pen accessory questline twice, so that's 2 practically free pen accessories. For those playing for the first time, you will be getting a free Tet Blackstar weapon upon graduating from your first season. This item is untradeable and cannot be sold to the market, but it can be upgraded to pen. No word on whether it can be converted to Godder. Life skill certificate quests are being changed to no longer be necessary to craft certain items. All new players start with 50 energy instead of 30. Ephiria's sailboat and frigate dailies will be removed slowly, as well as instrument quests. Carracks will now be able to be sold to the market. They're also discussing adding your family name to Carracks as well. Forest Pathwagon max price will increase. Serendia main story is getting remastered. And for new content, Land of the Morning Light Part 2 or Land of the Morning Light Soul is coming. It looks amazing and will come with that new male class as well. He uses a sword and a smoking pipe. It looks really good. There will also be 8 new Black Shrine bosses in this region. So no grind zones, Black Shrine bosses that are all guild bosses. So because of this, they won't be as difficult as the ones we have already, and instead will will have different mechanics like using traditional Korean crossbows as weapons instead of your own gear, things like that. In this region, they also announced the Fallen God weapons are coming. These are higher tier than Black Star, so it will be interesting to see what the requirements for those are. For console players, you are getting the next gen remaster in summer of 2024, and to say sorry for the wait and overall neglect, you will be getting a free Vel's Heart. They showed off the new Christmas outfits that have 2 variations that look okay in my opinion, not super great honestly. And finally, the gifts for this CALPHEON ball are here. You can use the code to get all of these items in game. They were pretty generous this time around. And that was all of the new announcements for the 2023 CALPHEON ball. Let me know what you think. Do you like the look of Scholar, or is the new male class more your style? Let me know. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.